Business on Purpose podcast.
So there I was walking through campus, and it was a really bizarre scene. They had their heads down, they were walking kind of 2 by 2, earphones in, staring at the phones. It's like life was passing by, and they were totally unconscious of it all. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast. We're here to do one thing, even in conversations like this, and that is to liberate you from the chaos, small business owners, from working in your business. I recently was asked to be a part of a group at a university, and we're only going to meet a few times a year, and so I'll have the privilege of being on campus a few times a year. And I got there a little early, and I decided, very much in fashion of historians who've gone well before me, that I would just walk around and kind of do a subtle, informal, ad hoc research project. And so I got to campus a little early, started walking around, walked around the student center, the sidewalks just outside of the main drag in the middle of campus. And I was on my way to a pretty strong hub of campus where our meeting would end up taking place. And as I was walking, I felt like I was in a sci-fi film. I don't watch a lot of sci-fi, but I guess if I had to imagine a sci-fi, it would go something a little bit like I saw. What I saw is that students, many of which were walking 2 by 2, like they had a partner, they had a compadre that they were walking down the sidewalk with, but they weren't talking. Most of them had their heads down, not staring at the ground, staring at a device. And most of them had earphones in of some kind, little AirPods. It could have been the big over-the-ear headphones, or they could have been just regular wired earbuds that were in. And I realized that while we were walking, I could hear the water fountain really clearly, even though it was kind of far away. And it dawned on me why I could hear the water fountain. It's because there wasn't a lot of chatter. There wasn't a lot of human-to-human conversation, interaction. It was just people on a treadmill going from one place to the next place. And even though they had physical companion, there was no interaction. It was as if they were more interested in the companion they had digitally than the companion they had right next to them, person to person, face to face. Why the heck on the Business on Purpose podcast would I even talk about this? Well, if you've listened to the podcast before, you know there are times that I try to drill down on just observations that I see, call it pop psychology, whatever you might want to think it is. But the reality is, gang, us as business owners, we've got a responsibility beyond the bottom line. We've got a responsibility beyond hiring and firing and running good books and making good products and services and doing the interactive things that we've got to do as heroic small business owners. And I dare say that in this new economy with these new generations, there are new responsibilities that we have as heroic small business owners. And I'll play this out for you in one individual case. So the group that I was asked to be a part of, this particular group has named a scholarship, and one student per year based on certain criteria, both academic and non-academic, leadership, those sorts of things. A particular student can apply for the scholarship. There's only one that's doled out each year, and there is one winner of this scholarship each year. Well, this particular student was coming today as a way for this group to kind of meet the student who they had bestowed the scholarship on. And our representative got up in this small group of maybe about 15 people, 20 people in the room, and they said, hey, we just wanted you to see and meet so-and-so, the student who has been the recipient of the scholarship that you guys have put together. You see her resume in front of you, very impressive, uber smart, really just amazing in what this particular student has done in terms of expertise, experience already at the age of 18. But something was missing. It was that moment in any room, at any age, where you realize somebody needs to get up and make a speech. But there was no speech. Our adult representative of the group basically said, yeah, the student doesn't really want to present in front of the group, doesn't really want to introduce him or herself in front of the group, and so I'm just going to get up and say thank you on her behalf. Thank you on her behalf. She was standing right there. And I just thought it interesting that even at the university level, that we're willing, it's nobody's fault, it's just a reality, but we're willing to acquiesce to the challenges that students face in a room of people who are very much for this student. We're celebrating this student. We're cheering this student on so much that we wouldn't have given the scholarship. But we still felt like we needed to speak on their behalf. For you as a heroic small business owner, I want to tell you one great opportunity that you've got. And that is to be the chief training officer of your business. But what do you train? Wait, don't leave. You do have to train the processes of your business, of course. But even more importantly, I think it's important that we begin to train people on how to be human, how to have human interaction, human conversation, human empathy, human response, human reaction, human customer service. The human experience is becoming a low bar. The bad news is it's becoming a low bar. The great news is you don't have to be that great at it to really get ahead. And so we as small business owners have the opportunity to be able to teach the human experience. Well, what's one pragmatic way that we can do that? Is we can take the team meetings and start to rotate those and have other team members lead those, especially younger generations, and teach them how to lead a small group of other people and give them that experience so that they can begin to feel what that looks like. And not jump to their aid, not give them a trophy every time they finish, but just to say, hey, great job. So what'd you do well? Awesome. What are some things you can work on? Great. All right, I'm looking forward to the next time that you lead. That is a great experience that we can provide younger generations. And I want to encourage you, the heroic small business owner, have the platform to be able to do that. But do you have the vision? mybusinessonpurpose.com/vision. We'll see you next time right here on the Business on Purpose podcast.